Hi guys, welcome to Blackpack Homestead. Today, some interesting things have happened on the homestead and around about town. Got an unusual phone call this morning.
I did. My brother had called me today and said, hey, you got a box in your P.O. box? And I'm like, I got a box in my P.O. box. All right. And so my heart just leaped with joy. I was so happy. And I knew what it was. It was my first piece of fan mail. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so he calls me and sends me a text and says, hey, Clint just called me and said we got a package in our P.O. box. And I'm like, no way! A package from a viewer? But I didn't renew the post office box. And then I get another text from him. He says, oh, by the way, work got broke into last night.
Yeah, work got broke into last night. It was a mess coming into work today. Dirty Pete and the boys showed up, I guess. Just wrecked the place.
What'd they get?
Took some stuff. They took some computers. Why would somebody take somebody's eyeglasses, guys? They were reading glasses.
It's like, oh, same prescription. Score. Who does that?
So my boss lost the coat. My other buddy lost his eyeglasses. And
reading glasses.
They grabbed dumb stuff. They went for food. They grabbed food and they grabbed some computer stuff, I guess. You know, little plug-ups and that kind of stuff. So
this is not the first time it's happened to his workplace.
Yeah, they got us and the doctor's office across the way, right next to us. So yeah, they're working town, guys.
Yeah, I tell you, crime rate's up here in Asheville, North Carolina. Well, we don't live in Asheville, but that's the biggest town next to us. That's where he works, is in Asheville. But, yeah, so after he tells me about all this, I'm like, okay, well, I gotta go to the post office anyway, because I have some bills. That's all, folks. I had some bills to mail. And I do that at where? The post office. So I go to the post office and I'm like, man, I didn't renew this post office box, but, Clint is my brother-in-law, and, he's kind enough to give us a call. And so how do I go about getting it? And so I tell him, our post office box was 1002. And he goes, okay, yeah, hang on. And so he brings me the key, and I'm like so excited. I'm like, yeah, and I want to renew the post office box now. And so, so then I get the paperwork for that. I get the same box.
We're good for a year, guys. We're good for a year.
We're not begging. We're just super thankful because I get other things in the post office box. I'll order catalogs from like hatcheries and places, and I use that P.O. box, or at least I was, till I let it lapse. But now I'm going to use it again. Anyway, so I get all that sorted out, and we get this lovely box. And it's heavy, man. It is so, well, it did have packing peanuts, but I took them out because, they were going everywhere. And it was so heavy. And so I'm like looking at the thing, and I'm like, Parthenon Foods? And so I get to the car with it, wondering, what viewer has sent us this, Parthenon Foods, and Greek food didn't even pop into my head. I was just like, Parthenon Foods, like total loss. And so I get in the car and I call Chris and I say, hey, I've got the package. Do you want me to open it now? Or do you want me to wait till you get home? We'll do it together. He goes, no, open it now. And I open it up. And the first thing I see is this lovely piece of paper. Look at my beautiful fall calendula. Let's spread some calendula seeds while we're here, because they're dry.
Cool. Look at that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Look how good your car
Oh, they're so cute. You're
Oh,
getting so
gee.
cute.
You're so beautiful.
Getting friendly. You're getting friendly.
Oh, pretty girl. Gosh, I can't tell them apart now. Their combs are almost the same size. Oh, that's got to be Turdassin. That looks smaller and paler. Yeah, that's Turdassin. And this one over here is paler. Hello, Silkie brothers and sisters, brother and sister. Hello, Bambi. So I start reading it, and it's Chrisella Ogden, P.O. Box 1002, Weaverville, North Carolina, 28787. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's pretty much us, or at least Chris's name, half mine. And then I'm reading on down, and I read the name of the person that sent this to me. And you've got to forgive us for pronouncing your last name, because I have pronounced it many a way. And I'm sure none of them are right. But this gift is from Pauline Laroche. I'm not Greek, so help me pronounce your name. Yes.
Spell it. We can spell it.
We can spell it. Pauline, L-A-R-A-C-H. And she's from California. And she sent us one of my absolute favorite Greek foods, which are Greek domales, grape leaf domales. They're fermented grape leaves, and inside the grape leaves is a mixture of rice and herbs. And one day I hope to grow grapes and ferment my own grape leaves. When my friend Olivia got married, and her family's Greek, it was some of the best food I ever ate in my life. And we had domales that the ladies of the Greek Orthodox Church made, and they had lamb in them. And so this is one of my favorite things. So thank you, Pauline. And she sent us 2 cans of these. I'm gonna eat some tonight. I mean, I love them. I have to be careful because of the grape leaf, but I love these things. Thank you. And then she got something that I haven't ever tried, is sunflower tahan halava, if I even said that right, because I'm definitely Southern American.
Yeah. Thank you.
And Pauline added a note, and it says, try my in-law special, which I learned to use weekly for family, where rice was preferred to potatoes. Like, you don't have rice, you can substitute this. So I'm like really excited to try it. It's just ground-baked sunflower seeds, sugar, water, and citric acid, some seasonings, and vanilla. So yeah,
I love Greek food. Greek salads. I love Greek salads.
Give me a Greek salad and a gyro any day. Gyros I just absolutely adore. Lamb, give me lamb.
Tzatziki sauce. It's all good, guys.
Give me lamb every day of the week. Every day. So
but it's just, guys, it really touched my heart to get this, and we wanted to share it with y'all. And it's just our first fan mail, you know. And it's just so nice of somebody to do that for us, you know.
And I mean,
so
you sitting in your home thought enough of us to send me one of my favorite things. I mean, and these are not inexpensive. These are usually imported. I'll hold that up so they can see that top of that can. The top of the can explains best, and you're closer. They're just little burritos of delight made of grape leaves. Like you use your grape leaf, or like a cabbage roll, you know, which is also considered a domale. you know, it's just a cabbage leaf tamale instead of a grape leaf tamale. I made tamales last year when I did stuffed cabbage leaves. That was really good. Do you remember that? But I'm so excited to try this. I just can't believe that someone thought enough of us to send us a gift. Because the only reason we got a post office box is I had 2 comments back last summer that we should get a P.O. box so folks could send us stuff. And I was like, okay. And Chris was like, no, man. And I'm like, no, cards, send us notes, handwritten notes. Kids draw pictures. I never really expected anybody to spend their money. I really didn't. I mean, if you got youngins, we need kid art on our fridge. Hattie's a little young.
Yeah, if your little kids love, let them draw a little thing of Crowbar.
Draw Crowbar. Draw Enoch. We would adore things like that. Those are the best things. And just the fact that someone spent money on us and took the time and their hard-earned money to send us a gift of something I absolutely love, our very first fan mail of 2 years of being on, over 2 years of being on YouTube, 725 subscribers as of just a few minutes ago. Thank you guys. Our subscribership has gone up exponentially, and we really, really, really appreciate it, and we thank you so much. And when the numbers jump, I'm like, really? Somebody's awake at this time of night? And they actually subscribe to my channel! You know, and it still excites us. So please share our videos so he can stay home with me. Yeah. And maybe we'll make some homemade art and send it to our viewers. Who knows?
It allows me more time to invest into the show for you guys.
Yeah, guys. And there are a lot of cool things that we do other than, you know, Homestead. He paints. He's a great painter. He does like a lot of really cool Bob Ross style paintings. You guys know that I like to color, so you know that's what I do. But just lots of other cool things that we would have more time to do besides, you know, the main reason, which would be so he could be home and take care of me. And as far as how I'm doing a lot better. I'm still not 100%, still not keeping the baby. But today I felt better, you know, went out and about a bit, threw up at a red light. Yeah, it was great. But, yeah, getting an infusion on Friday, so, you know, I should be great for the weekend. So, you want to take a look at the garden before we go? Or should I say, Chris, do you have anything you want to say before we go look at the garden?
I want to say thank you, guys. You know, we're letting you in our lives to share this experience with us and everything. And we think about you guys, too. We wonder about you. We think about what maybe you're doing for a living and what, you know, are you in the same circumstances we are, just trying this, or maybe you just enjoy watching the show. You know, it makes you wonder because you get to see more of us than we get to see of you guys. Now other YouTubers, yeah, we get to see into their lives too.
But this is not another YouTuber. This is just
a
regular person, and that's another thing that really astonished me.
Makes it extra special.
It's more special than I can even convey. I mean, it's just, we are just too blessed to have you guys in our home. And I want y'all to know we love you, and we appreciate every single one of you. We just really do. Please share and subscribe so he can stay home and take care of me. So he doesn't have to work 40 hours a week and take care of me and take care of the homestead when I can't. So yeah, let's go look at a garden. I will save this forever and ever and ever.
We will save that.
I'm serious. I have a box, and he said, "Oh, we need to keep up with that." I said, "Oh, don't worry. It's going in the saving box. Our very first fan mail." Thank you so much, Pauline.
You're awesome. Hey,
you rock.
You made the Blackpack Hall of Fame.
Yes, that's it.
The Blackpack Hall of Fame. We got you.
Yep, you did it. You're the first one in. this up by taking a look at the garden. What is growing in our garden? Because we didn't have a chance to sow any lettuce, any collards, or any more kale that we sowed on purpose anyway. But thank God our volunteers have yet again not let us down. We have so many volunteer kale. And I want to start over here where... Silly dogs. Okay, I want to start over here in the ramp patch where we did not expect to have volunteer kale. We're pretty sure when Chris mowed them down with the lawnmower that some seeds got up in there, and when he was mowing this bank that a lot of them got knocked out and sprayed over there. Works out fine. It's a garden bed. So let's start over here at the ramp patch because it probably has the most edible food growing in it right now. So here is the dinosaur kale that we planted way back in the spring of this year. Chris started these plants from seed, and then we planted them out, and they have been growing all summer, and they still look good. Now granted, we've got a lot of bug damage on the lower leaves from the cabbage moth worms, but if you look at the upper leaves, those the nights are getting cold, so those cabbage moths are gone. Look at that kale plant. Beautiful. Here is one of our dying back volunteer tomato plants. And it looks like, is that a puffball mushroom? Nope, that's just a white cap. Thought I had a puffball. There is a volunteer red Russian kale. Here is a volunteer red Russian kale. There, kale, everywhere, kale, kale. And zinnias that I sowed seeds here as ones in my flower bed went to seed last summer. And these are the volunteer zinnias. They're looking good. And back over, oh look, volunteer calendula that I did the same thing. Just when the seeds were dry, scattered them then. This is calendula.
Yeah, sorry.
This is calendula.
I didn't know what she was looking at.
And there is, like, look how mature these plants are.
And we've been eating off
And then we've got baby plants down here. So, and then of course there's wild cress. Over here is some catnip. And this is what giant flat leaf Italian parsley is supposed to look like. Look at that. I planted this in the spring, it struggled, tomato plants grew over it all summer, and now look at that beauty. Beautiful, I'm gonna have to harvest me some of that parsley. Oh, look at the little red zinnia down there sticking out. Oh, how cute. And of course, our last dino kale. The battery's about to die. Yeah, so the battery's gonna die, so we're gonna walk down here really quick, and I'm gonna show you just a little bit of the garden. I'm gonna talk like the Micro Machines man, okay? Did you get any of that? So our dying everything, volunteer tomatoes, squash, summer squashes are no more. Pumpkin plant dying, pepper plants dying.
Holy basil thriving.
Holy basil thriving, Batman. Volunteer cherry tomato grew over the trellis, but my cucumbers did not.
You saving some of these?
Yes, that's the plan. For anything that's hanging, we're saving the seeds. So sorry for this really hurried garden tour. On the tail end of we got a package from a viewer, our first fan mail. And I don't know if this little squash friend is going to get his fruit ripened before I know, I'm going to show that in a second. If his fruit will ripen before before it frosts. So yeah, let's go look at this fruit on this butternut squash. It is a volunteer butternut squash, and it has, look at this, look how big. I'm praying it doesn't frost till they ripen. They're getting close because they're starting to turn. And then there's another one up here that's sitting right on its bottom. There's another one. And then there's another one. And then here's more volunteer kale. What'd you get, that giant pot of oh, look at that ground cherry.
Dude, I've never seen one that big.
Look, this is from our volunteer ground cherries. You gonna eat it or am I gonna eat it?
I don't know. You can eat it. You can do it.
There are a lot of seeds in ground.
We'll save that one.
No. Little dirt never hurt. All right, Chris. See, you saw that one?
Yeah.
There's one more beyond
Still
it.
got 'em coming.
There's 4 big ones. 4.
Got 'em coming.
I bet there's a giant pot of okra too. Oh, what happened?
Oh, no way.
Rabbit damage, rabbit damage. Woot, 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 woot. Rabbits eat the cambium, the bark to the cambium layer on shrubs, bushes, trees. And that's what's happened. Our little resident rabbits have eaten down
Man.
the blueberry bush. Now, how do you feel about those rabbits?
I feel like I'm going to try and save some of this.
I feel like we're going to feed that to our rabbits.
The blueberry?
Well, you can take
I'm
the
gonna try and take
cuttings,
some cuttings.
but like the thicker stuff that won't work for cuttings,
Guys,
our rabbits are
what
going
the
to eat it.
heck, man? I lost.
How do you feel about our rabbits now?
Please don't. It might have been a bad spot in the branch, maybe.
Oh, come on.
We'll
That ate it off like that?
Well, I'd have to look at the base.
What is what?
What is that dead square in the middle? Is that the center of the thing?
That's a hole up the middle of the wood. Maybe it's got a worm.
I don't know.
What's that?
That's probably where I broke it off.
Okay. See, it looks like
But
there's
it looks
a hole.
clean, though. It looks kind
Yeah.
of like a clean, hollowed out.
Yeah.
What would do that? Just
I
a
don't
bad
know.
spot?
We're going to have to look it up.
I'm going to try and save it, guys.
All right, you
Best
go
I
for it.
can.
Look at my giant okra. This is the one I was saving for seeds, and
Good.
this is because we did not pick them. But that feels tender enough. We might be able to eat it. Or is that the one I was saving for seed? I don't know. More volunteer kale. So now we're down to the bottom of the garden where all the squashes were growing and the melons and the beans are still kicking somewhat. This was the sowing where the rabbits ate the bean sprouts and had to resow them. They didn't eat the ones on this end, but they ate the ones on this end, so I had to resow them, so they're like 2 weeks behind these. But it's not necessarily a bad thing because look, I still got beans. Gotta get them before the frost though. You know what I'm saying there? See, still have beans. Beans to pick. Beans to pick. So, though we did not get a chance to sow a proper fall garden like we usually do, our garden's still producing something.
Yeah.
Volunteer kale, we've still got squashes coming on. I mean, if I can harvest those young and cook them and freeze them and then use them like a summer squash instead of a storing squash, does that work with butternut squash? I don't know. If you know, comment below. So that's pretty much it because our battery is gonna die. Alright guys, thanks for joining us for this little short episode celebrating our first fan mail. And thanking Pauline for everything, for the comments you leave, for the thoughtful gift you sent that you absolutely did not have to do. And thank you all for watching. And do you have anything to add?
Thank you guys. We'll see you next time. The Blackpack Homestead.
Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.